factoring the sum of squares. Now, before we factor the sum of squares, which is over here on the right, I first want to go back and look at the difference of squares, which is over here on the left. If we remember, this is x times x, this is 7 times 7, so we said that this would factor into x plus 7 times x minus 7. Okay, now just to do a real quick check, that is our answer if I were to ask you to factor that. And if we just really quickly check it, x times x is x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 7x. 7 times x is positive 7x. And 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. If you combine like terms, a negative 7x and a positive 7x will cancel, which will leave you with an x squared minus 49. So we know that x squared minus 49 factors into x plus 7 times x minus 7. So the question is, well, what does x squared plus 49 factor into? Some of you are going to tell me it factors into this over here. Well, how can that be? How can two different expressions factor into the same thing? And it doesn't, because when I multiply this out, I get x squared minus 49, and I want a plus 49. So this does not factor into x plus 7, x minus 7. Some of you then tell me, okay, well, it factors into x plus 7 times x plus 7. That might be true. Let's try it. X times x is x squared. X times 7 is 7x. Then I'm going to distribute 7 times x is 7x again. And 7 times 7 is 49. Well, this time with a positive 7x and a positive 7x, these two combine to 14x, and then I would drop down 49, and I would drop down x squared. Well, this is definitely not that, so this is not what it factors into. Let me erase. So at this point, this is where I'm going to say, well, maybe we need a complex number. So remember over here we had x plus 7, x minus 7? We're going to do a very similar thing, except we're going to do x plus 7i and x minus 7i. I'm going to put this in a box, and then we're going to try it out. If we try it out, x times x is x squared. X times negative 7i is negative 7xi. Then 7i times x is positive 7xi. And 7i times negative 7i is negative 49i squared. Now, negative 7xi, positive 7xi are going to cancel, which that's pretty nice. Then I'm going to take a look at my I squared, which we just discussed is really negative 1. And if you take a negative 1 times a negative 49, you get a positive 49. Then I'm going to bring down my x squared, and look at that. X squared plus 49. So when you're factoring the sum of squares, it's very, very, very similar to the difference of squares, except on your second digit back here, behind your plus sign, and when you have your plus 7 and minus 7, you put an I, so that that I squared will flip your negative into a positive. So on our second example, I'm not going to spend as much time. This one on the left is difference of squares. This is 2x times 2x. This is 9 times 9. Because it's a subtraction, it's going to factor into 2x plus 9 times 2x minus 9. That one's the normal one. If you don't believe me, multiply it out, make sure it works. Now, over here, this is still 2x times 2x, and this is still 9 times 9, but this time we have addition, which creates a slight problem. So we're still going to start with 2x plus 9, and then leave a little space, and 2x minus 9, and then leave a little space, because in order to get that negative to flip to a positive, we're going to have to put an I and an I to get that I squared up here that will multiply by the negative and make it a positive.